In the latest developments in Salem, Chanel is preparing for a significant change. She plans to move to Los Angeles with the hope of supporting Johnny in pursuing his dreams. Chanel's hopes are high as she envisions a bright future ahead. However, as is often the case in the turbulent world of Days of Our Lives, optimism can quickly turn to despair. Chanel's anticipation of a new beginning was shattered in the week of June 24, 28 when she experienced sudden and severe cramps. Panicked and in pain, Chanel required urgent medical attention. The severity of the situation became apparent as Johnny and Paulina realized Chanel was facing a severe pregnancy crisis. In fear, Johnny and Paulina hastily took Chanel to the hospital, determined to help her when needed. There, in the sterile and tense environment of the emergency room, the harsh reality began to unfold. After a series of tests, the doctor delivered heartbreaking news: Chanel had miscarried. The news sent Chanel reeling in grief. She had recently forgiven Paulina for a past incident in which Paulina's actions had endangered both her and the baby's health. Now, a painful question lingered in Chanel's mind: could Paulina's past mistakes have contributed to this tragic loss? The weight of this thought was nearly unbearable, adding another layer of complexity to Chanel's already fragile emotional state. Paulina, too, was overwhelmed by a storm of guilt and sorrow. The possibility that her previous exposure to radiation could have played a role in Chanel's miscarriage haunted her. Although there was no certain way to determine the cause, the mere suspicion was enough to cast a shadow over Paulina's conscience. She struggled with the fear that her actions, however unintentional, could have contributed to this heartbreaking outcome. Meanwhile, Johnny was equally devastated. His dream of starting a new life in Los Angeles with Chanel now seemed distant and tainted by the recent loss. The couple had to navigate this difficult time together, their shared grief both a burden and a bond. As Chanel, Paulina, and Johnny struggled to cope with the miscarriage, they were forced to confront challenging questions and emotions. Paulina, weighed down by guilt, was also driven by a strong desire to support her daughter in any way possible. Johnny, though deeply hurt, stood by Chanel, offering steadfast support as they faced this crisis together. Stay tuned for further updates and predictions about Days of Our Lives, as we follow Chanel's journey through grief and resilience. The coming weeks will reveal how Chanel, Johnny, and Paulina overcome this tragic chapter and what lies ahead for them.